what I plan to do here, and then I proceed to rest, or rather see what to do more. All right, so Ndindi Nyoro seems to be joining the opposition, even in his talks. Petro was asked by the people who are actually going to persecute Jesus Christ, do you know this man? He said no. But you walk like him? He said no. But you just speak like him? He said no. At the end of the day, he regretted. So, guys, sometimes when you look at politicians, you don't have to wait for them to speak out, but you just look at their moves. For how long did Sifuna keep walking like the opposition? How long did Babu keep walking like the opposition? And they kept saying that ODM is tight, but it's not, and it will never be again. Okay, so guys, Ndindi Nyoro is seemingly looking like he's joining the opposition. He has come out to expose a lot of things about the national government. Of course, you understand, even from the time he started this campaign about constructing of schools, proving that some things that people have been saying cannot be done will be done. Now, let's start with this before we come to something else, where Ndindi Nyoro had to silence Kimani Ichung'wah in Parliament. Okay, now listen to this.
Watu wanafikiria pengine wale wako serikalini wanafikiria ni siasa.
So this is a create space.
Anything you do that takes our country from point A to B, and point B is better than point A, that is progress of our country. Na nimekuwa nikisema mambo kwanza hii ya uchumi. Nasema uchumi ya Kenya si kitu tu ya kuongea, ni kufanya. Kasema mambo ya Safaricom ilikuwa undervalued. That whether you shout, especially wale wako serikalini, hata muapie kwa TV station ngapi, history will judge you wrongly. That you sold Safaricom shares ambayo ni mali ya Wakenya kwa bei ambayo haistahili. Whether it is Ndindi Nyoro saying, history books zitaandikwa, nyinyi mliuza Wakenya. The second thing, ukafanya IPO. Na nimekuwa sisemi mambo ya hiyo IPO kwa sababu mnajua mimi pia ni mtu ya mambo ya hisa. I usually buy and sell shares. Na kwa hivyo sikuwa nataka niigize hii mambo sana, because there is a thin line of me being an MP and also being a person who is very well versed with the capital markets. Lakini vile mumeona katika all the other companies, wanasema valuation ya Kenya Pipeline ilikuwa na kasoro kiasi. Na sasa tukaona pale Uganda wamekuja last minute. Vile wameona IPO ya Kenya Pipeline, watu walikuwa wamesusia kununua. Museveni kwa sababu yeye ni experience zaidi pekine kuliko viongozi wale wanaongoza hii mambo ya Kenya Pipeline. Museveni akajua hii miaka yangu ya uongozi nitaitumia hapa. Kakuja akawekelea pesa na akasema lazima apewe directors wawili, na wakiappoint CEO wa Kenya Pipeline, Museveni atakuwa anapiga signature akiwa Uganda.
Miambui, welcome. Hello.
Yake kama rais wa Uganda, yeye anatetea wa Uganda. Sasa sijui nao wa Kenya hapo watatueleza nini. Wacha niongee ya Uganda kwa sababu
Miambui says I came, but I'm not a bro, I'm a sis.
But lakini vile nataka niseme, na it may sound technical but it's very important. Our capital markets, NSE wikiwa hapo katikati, is respected globally. Kwa sababu watu wanajua soko la hisa la NSE inaongozwa na investment.
All right guys, Miambiu has really come, so I have to greet, and I'm not a bro, I'm a sis, so say hello to you. I hope you're fine, but I'm doing something to on Ndindi Nyoro stuff. So Life Saga is actually run by Prissy. I always move between my two channels that are very active, Edutainment for Us and Life Saga. So welcome here. And we are dealing with political, economic matters. So Ndindi Nyoro has been one of the vocal people that has been speaking in Kenya for a long time, okay? Now, press that like button. Don't forget to press the like button. as we proceed in our growth here, okay? So Ndindi Nyoro came out recently to say that he is possibly supporting the opposition because the government is not doing right, you know. They are not doing right because they are selling a lot of things that should not be sold. He came about to expose the aspect of Safaricom long ago, and he has been mentioning even how many leaders don't want stapler.
As of yesterday morning, the Kenya pipeline IPO.
Maybe weka tu tutatumia, lakini nataka stapler hiyo yenyewe inafinya, sawa?
Kwanza ukiondoa ile pesa Museveni ameleta, over half of the shares being sold, Kenyans have not yet applied, and therefore it was undersubscribed by yesterday. But because the government wants wakuje wajipige kifua, na mimi nasemaga mambo na wauliza
What is happening?
Mwenye akona contrary opinion akuje na evidence na mimi nikuje na yako, so that Kenya iongozwe na njia ambayo inafaa. As of yesterday morning, ukiondoa pesa ile Uganda wameleta na ingine Uganda wataleta ambayo ni ya Mkenya, kampuni iko Uganda, ukiondoa hiyo, over 50% of those shares or the IPO had been undersubscribed.
Undersubscribed, the IPO of Safaricom. What does that mean, guys? Let me know.
But the senior government officials yesterday wakapigia kampuni ambazo serikali iko na stake ndani yazo. Na nataka hizi kampuni, because there are other private shareholders in these companies. Tafadhali mkifanya uamuzi wa kuwekeza pesa ya Wakenya, you must be led by commercially led decisions, not political phone calls. Yesterday, KCB Bank, Muri invest katika Talanta Board, the other shareholders, it was the wrong decision. Yesterday you were called to invest money katika IPO about many investors who are private are not investing in it. Pesa ya NSSF must always be invested in a manner that is commercially viable. If it's commercially viable, why did it take senior government officials to call NSSF yesterday wa invest pesa ya wafanyikazi pahali ambapo commercial decisions are not viable? The other companies, superannuation fund, na muangalie kwa sababu results ya hii IPO ni next week. Hii mambo nasema muiangalie hapo. Kwa nini Kenya, kampuni kama Kenya Re, Kenya government has only 60% of Kenya Re. There are other 40% shareholders who are Kenyans. Why should we as politicians be the ones we are calling companies like these ones to invest money in areas that are not prudent? Mimi nataka niwaeleze, kama una lead economy, wacha kuweka mambo ya siasa katika soko la hisa. Wewe ongoza economy, weka IPO kama ni mzuri wa Kenya wanunue. Na jambo la mwisho kabisa, kuna hii kitu inaitwa infrastructure fund. Na nimesoma hiyo bill yote. Nimeisoma ambayo imeletwa na serikali pale bunge. Everything they are proposing to do is already being done by government without any bill or act. An IPO can be done. It is being done. Selling government assets is being done. There is only one thing in that fund ambayo serikali inataka kufanya. Ni wakiokota hii pesa ya Kenya pipeline na ile ingine inauzwa Safaricom shares kwa hasara, waweke pesa katika hiyo fund, waitumie kama seed money to borrow times 10 of that money. When you hear senior government officials claiming they want to raise 5 trillion shillings, Kenya should know the 5 trillion shillings is not coming from minerals or from taxes or from anything else. It is an illegal borrowing we want to do outside of the normal borrowing that the government does. Zingine zilijenga bila kulipisha Wakenya kutumia, ni sawa, jengeni zenu na mulipishe. Lakini ile barabara iko ya Mombasa Road, ile ilijengwa na President Kenyatta na Moi na Kibaki na Uhuru. Na ile Thika Road Super Highway ambayo ilijengwa na President Kibaki, we want to tell you, we will not pay toll for the roads that we have built previously. Na wasikize, hakuna toll itawekwa Thika Road ama Mombasa Road kwa barabara hii serikali haijajenga.
All right, guys. So, of course, currently the government is planning to have within infrastructure fund, they want to introduce toll charges on Mombasa Road and Thika Road. That's something that has come out, and many people are not very happy about it because it's an illegal tax that is going to be initiated in Kenya. But how will these people stop it? Wake up. Wake up ndani ya hiyo stapler. How is this going to be stopped, guys, if I may ask? How are they going to stop toll charges to be passed? Now let's look at Parliament. As we see NDINDI NYORO silencing Kimani Ichung'wah through his submission. Okay? And that is why we are saying that NDINDI NYORO might be walking out of government to opposition.
It's good that these things are coming at the same time because you are able to compare and relate even based on the previous contribution. Because, Honorable Speaker, we just debated about NGCDF, a report of 2016-2017 financial year. Even some of the members of this house were actually in high school by that time. And this calls us to be more concerned about the infrastructure we have in terms of the state infrastructure when it comes to accountability. Because we cannot be here talking about GAF and we are talking about year 2015. Actually, a colleague of ours here, my friend, the member for Kachalipa, was not even a CEO by then. He became CEO, now he's an MP. Meaning, we are actually to even debate his year as a CEO of CAF. And he's now sitting in this house. So, we need to fast track the kind of audits we are doing. Because I know the conveyor belt on the side of the Office of the Auditor General, they have done their best. They have churned some reports. At the very basic, we just be at par with them. And then we start talking about how can we progress further by making the Office of the Auditor General progress further in terms of discussing the last 2 years, not the last decade, so that the things we are talking about here are more relevant even to the current situation. Honorable Speaker, as we have seen the performance and the output of the devolved funds, many times I ponder and I think that the big cake we call the national budget of currently now over 4.5 trillion Kenya shillings, I wish we had much more resources in these devolved funds, Honorable Speaker, because their bureaucracies are very constrained. The bureaucracy of GAF, the bureaucracy of NGCDF is so thin that most of the money actually goes to where it should be. And one of the reasons why, if you go to the villages, you are likely to see the impact of these devolved funds more than you are likely to see of the national government itself, which is left by the much bigger cake after we take the crumbs. Because what we take is basically not even a drop in the ocean. It is vapor in the big essence of the entire budget. That you are talking about GAF and NGCDF combined, Honorable Speaker. We are talking about around 1.1% of the entire budget, or 1.2%, maximum 1.5% of the entire budget, Honorable Speaker. And we are able to see the impact. We need to interrogate ourselves, even not just this house, but also Kenyans. Because if, for example, we gave GAF a multiple of 4, and we gave NGCDF, let's say, a multiple of 3, Honorable Speaker, we will be even tarmacking roads using NGCDF. Because we'll do away with the business of schools completely.
Work today is broken. Every day, People juggle so many different tools just to...
We'll put tiles, put ceilings, put even carpets in classrooms because we'll have so much resources, figuratively speaking. We'll have all the learners in school in terms of support of the soft side, that is bursaries. We'll now be seeking authorization from NGCDF board to do even tarmac roads, Honorable Speaker, to even do mega electricity projects of lighting our villages, because these resources would be monumental. And I am here wondering, because it's not a matter of these resources are not available. It is a matter of where are these resources left. At the bigger cake, the kitchen where this cake is left, the bureaucratic machine is so heavy that we use much of the funds in oiling the government machinery more than in actually dispensing services to the Kenyan people. So that's a balance we need to interrogate as Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, so that we are able to drive much more development in our villages. The other thing, Honorable Speaker, is that we need to keep on strengthening the systems. GAF has come a long way, just like CDF. Initially, when NGCDF came on board, just like GAF, even money could be handled in cash. You could take us money to a school using cash. There was no NGCDF committee members, Honorable Speaker. The MP, you would go, you complain the toilet is collapsed, and the MP would write you a check there and then. But the systems have now improved. And the systems, when they improve, they bring about efficiencies but also accountability. And I'm happy that even GAF has come a long way when it comes to systems. Then, is this still Kenya or Kenya Uganda pipeline, or what is it about, Honorable Speaker? Everything is bogged down because political interference in running of institutions, Honorable Speaker.
I wish you had asked for more time. The Honorable Mukunji will now make his contributions.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I want to take toll and say it is also sad that in GAF now we are talking of audit reports of 2015. Honorable Speaker, if my maths are right, that's 11 years. That means, Honorable Speaker, when the audit report of Kirinyaga that Honorable Jerry Maina today is oversighting, most likely, Honorable Speaker, it will be done when she is the president, or maybe I'm the president, after 11 years. As the committee has recommended, Honorable Speaker, as the committee has recommended, all securitization.
Let me hear a point of order from Honorable Muchomba.
Mr. Speaker, is it in order for the member for Runyenjes to, for Honorable Mukunji, to refer to some agencies or some private companies that have been signed off to manage our debts without tabling documents to that effect?
Oh, therefore...
He's out of order.
Honorable Mukunji, I also heard you. You need to substantiate.
Honorable Speaker, first, I'm not a member of Runyenjes, so I will not answer Honorable Mushomba. I will just continue with my contribution.
Order, Honorable Mukunji. Relax. This is a house of debates, and I'll give you more time. Just asking you to substantiate what you did say about this house signing off to agencies. Substantiate that.
Honorable Speaker, I'll just substantiate by explaining the law that we passed in this house. We passed a law and said, Honorable Speaker, we are going to anchor our debts to the GDP. Honorable Speaker, experts must analyze and know very well that the GDP of our nation, without even the scrutiny of this house, is this much. And then after that, we are able to borrow more. And those are experts, Honorable Mushomba, that are supposed to do that. And that is how we have gotten to serious levels of borrowing, Honorable Speaker, in a way that we are not able to actually know how much debt this country has. at any single time.
Honorable Mukunji, you don't have the capacity to do that, and I can see, I'm a teacher of economics, and I can see you have completely swayed to the ratio debt, the debt ratio to GDP, which does not relate to the question that you actually raised and you have been asked. So quickly, I want you to proceed with the debate.
No, Mr. Speaker, I didn't refer to anything. That's just a copy of my submission, which I will substantiate what I mean. So, Mr. Speaker, I have not talked about anybody. Honorable Speaker, I rose on a point of order on the question of anticipation of debate. Yes. In response, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Andredo says that the guilty are afraid. What? I hope he's not insinuating that.
Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from this heckling.
Order, Honorable Muhiano, order.
You know, at least I can engage with the Honorable Undo, the Honorable Andeto, people who have substance.
Order, Honorable members, order.
But the member for Kipipiri cannot engage me on any substance.
Order, Honorable
doesn't have the intellect to engage me on anything. The Honorable Andeto has raised the issue of anticipation of
you made your point very well.
And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I need your protection from those snipers. That the guilty, that he must withdraw that statement.
You would be protected by the chair
because he needs to withdraw that statement and correct whether he was right to anticipate debate on the issue I raised.
Honorable Wandeto.
Okay, Mr. Speaker. I'm well guided by Majority Leader that we should not debate the infrastructure fund.
Order, you withdraw and apologize.
So I withdraw, Mr. Speaker.
And pick myself to the issues that have been raised by the committee. The real issues that we should be doing as a house. Because the debt committee has done very well. And if you read their recommendations, part of what they are telling you to do, especially on public-private partnerships, is to ensure that PPPs, securitization, and other alternative financing mechanisms.
All right, so that's a debate that is focusing on the infrastructure and also debt aspects. And it's sad that in Parliament, people are now discussing things that were actually raised 11 years ago. Okay, now here is what the United Opposition shared today. Where is this? Oh my God, where is this? Yeah, the DCP party made a big announcement that we have to follow before we come to an end of our discussion today.
Kwa majina naitwa Simon Sangale Olenasieku, katibu wa chama cha DCP kaunti ya Nakuru. Leo hii tumeweza kuja mahali hapa tukiwa viongozi wa DCP kaunti ya Nakuru, tukiongozwa na mwenyekiti wetu Joseph Kimani Kiriri na officials wa DCP. Pia tuko hapa na DCP Women Alliance leaders, na pia tuko na aspirants ambao wanawania viti tofauti tofauti. Leo hii tumekuja mahali hapa kwa sababu ya mipangilio ya siku ya kesho, ya kwamba kama DCP Nakuru County tuko tayari kumpokea party leader wetu Rigathi Gachagua akiandamana na viongozi wa alternative government. Nasi tunasema ya kwamba tunamkaribisha party leader wetu Rigathi Gachagua, tukijua kwamba hakika hii ni safari ambayo tumegojea kwa muda mrefu. Last year alikuwa kuja mahali hapa mara mbili, hakuweza kuja, lakini mwishowe ameweza kufika mahali hapa. Nikiweza kumalizia ni kusema kwamba hakika sisi tunapomkaribisha party leader wetu hapa katika kaunti ya Nakuru, tunajua kwamba yeye sio mtu mkabila. Kulikuwa na hii matamshi ambayo ilikuwa na inasemekana ya kwamba Rigiji ni mkabila. Tumeona wiki mbili iliyopita alikaribishwa kama shujaa kule katika mji wa Narok, na huko ni kwa Wamasai. Tumeona pia katika wiki hii amekaribishwa katika eneo la Bomet, mahali ambapo ni kwa Wakalenjin. Tena wiki hii tumeona amekaribishwa kama shujaa katika mji wa Kisii na Nyamira kama shujaa. Kwa hivyo Rigiji, wewe si mkabila. Kile tunaomba ni kwamba hata Bomet, kile tunaomba ni kwamba tuwe na amani, na wale ambao wanaweza kuwa wanapanga vita dhidi ya kiongozi wetu Rigiji na wale viongozi wengine, tafadhali mkome kabisa. Nakuru tunataka amani, hatutaki vile ilifanyika kule Kakamega, vile ilifanyika kule Kitengela na kule ilifanyika kule Kisii iweze kurudiwa hapa katika kaunti ya Nakuru, kwa sababu kaunti ya Nakuru ni sauti ya Kenya. Hapa ndipo.
All right guys, so the DCP has actually had this big announcement in a mega rally that is going to be held in Nakuru, and of course it was held, must be held tomorrow, right? Yeah, so remember, Gunism is one of the habits that has taken over in the political space of Kenya, and therefore everybody is worried about it. And that's why we are seeing this kind of announcement ahead of such mega rallies. And the toxic relationship that is going on is it might be elevated more, because there is this announcement that has been made by IBC. Ethoken bans the use of cell phones in polling stations. What a one. Because reality be said, there's no way that you can talk about digital voting, the fact that people can use digital process, and at the same time you're banning phones. What for? Anyway, it is what it is. So guys, let's wait what will happen. But I really appreciate those who watched. Miambui was here, and any other person who watched, I appreciate. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Continue subscribing and liking the video. Bye bye for now.